Hi, this is Delene with McDonald's Sewing and Vacuum, and I'm here to show you our foot of the week this week. I'm so excited to show this to you because I just finished a garment using this foot, and I wanted to tell you all about it. So most of you probably who come into the store know that I wear aprons most of the time, so I can have pockets to hold all of my tools and things. And I found this pattern in our Letterlow catalog of patterns and decided to try to make this to wear instead because it has big pockets and it's open and a little warmer maybe for the winter. This was my practice one. I'm going to use quilted fabric on my next one, but I liked this one well enough that I decided to bring it in and wear it at the store, and it was kind of plain. So instead of purchasing a trim to go all the way around this jacket and the sleeves and the top of the pockets, which would have been really expensive, I decided to use the 3-hole yarn foot that's available both for FOF and Viking machines. I'm going to use it on the Husqvarna Viking Ruby and show you how it works. But I used leftover yarn to create a custom trim for my jacket. Didn't take very long. Didn't really cost anything because I already had both the thread and the yarn. So it's definitely a less expensive option for trimming things. The other thing I will say about this is I have done this very same technique on a quilt binding, which was absolutely beautiful, and I have a tea towel that will show you a little bit later. But let's get on and I'll show you the foot. I'm actually have brought some of the fabric scraps that I use, or scrap of some of the fabric I used for the jacket. This is the 3-hole yarn foot, and there are special stitches on the machines. Many of the Viking machines have this, not all of them. And as you go up the line, there will be more stitches available for this technique as you go up the line in the machines, I mean. So here's my yarn. I've cut 3 pieces roughly the same length. Whoops, sorry about my arm right there in your window. And it came with a threader, so I'm gonna put the first yarn into the threader, and before I put the foot on, I'm gonna run this yarn into the foot. And for now, I'm just gonna leave it about like that. Try to separate it so I don't thread the other end. Put the yarn into the thread, an end of the yarn into the threader again. And then run it into the next hole in the foot. I really do. I have used this foot quite a bit, and out of all of the feet, this is one of the ones that I have at home because I use it so much. And it kind of surprised me that I would use this one so much, but we did a quilt of the month several years ago, and that's how our foot of the month quilt a few years ago, which is how I found out about this. So then you want to pull your yarn to the front, and I'm going to try to get them roughly even. Let me find that one that's long. It must be the one in the middle. Yep, there it goes. So you can see I'm pulling them all up so they're about the same length, and you want to make sure that they come out far enough in the back that you can kind of hold on to them as you start sewing. I've already threaded the machine with the color of thread I want to use, and of course you can use any color you wish. I'm going to put the foot on just like I would put any Viking foot on. I just push it in. Again, I'm going to bring the thread through the foot into the back. You're always going to be happier if you do that first. Now I'm going to go over to the screen and select the stitch. So under the specialty stitches on the Designer Ruby, there are 5 yarn stitches, 3-hole yarn stitches, and I'm going to select this one that has quite a few stitches over it so you can see how it works. And that's all I have to do is select the stitch. I'm going to come back over here and just start sewing. The foot will keep the yarn separated, so I don't have to worry about that. I just kind of need to sew straight, which for me, as some of you may know, I'm not that great at sewing straight. but they're really easy to use, and you can create a really nice decorative touch on any project, craft project, quilt project. I think you can even use this for some really cool quilting, stitch in the ditch type quilting, if you wanted a different kind of multimedia effect. Because I'm using yarn, it's washable. So I've already washed the jacket with the yarn on it, and it looks as nice as it did the day I stitched it. Okay, so I'm gonna just stop right there. Cutting my thread, it's not gonna cut the yarn, so I'll have to pull the yarn the rest of the way through. Whoops, try not, I got it all a little bit tangly. But there we go, that's what that particular stitch looks like. So have some fun with yarn and fabric and create a little multimedia effect or your own decorative trim. Sorry, the tea towel. Oh, Desiree just reminded me, my photographer just reminded me of the tea towel, which is kind of buried over here. But I used this same foot with a combination of yarn and cording to make this effect on a tea towel that we have here in the Wichita store. I've always loved that particular effect. So you can combine colors and threads and really just do a lot of fun stuff. So thanks for watching. We'll have another Foot of the Week next Wednesday. Bye.